Good morning, students. I am your Ramakrishna Master, teacher of Social Studies. I am working in APR Residential School, Nagarjugoda. Dear children, already we have discussed previously our topic landforms of our base in the mountain lesson of our. But today we have to discuss the subtopic of plateau and plain. Before going to discuss lesson, now you see the figures which I have drawn on the board. So here, what you have observed, the features you can write, children. Okay, one is all the forms or all the landforms measured based on sea level. Here what I say, the basement for every landform is sea level. That means every landform base is equal. Base or basement is equal. It may be broad of course. The basement of all landforms are equal and the basement is sea level. The third one is we can find the differences. We can find the differences in the peak point or top part or surface part. Dear children, this is the bottom part, this is the surface part. This is the bottom part, this is the top part. So, among all those you can see, among all those landforms you can see, where we can find the difference means, top part or surface part only we can find the difference. So, surface difference. Surface difference. So, base is sea level for all the landforms, basement is equal, surface only difference is there. Basing on the surface difference, basing on the top part difference, landforms can be divided into two categories. Landforms can be divided into two categories. One is peak based. Peak based or summit based. Peak based or summit based landforms peak based or summit based landforms second one is flat based landforms. Flat based landforms. Dear children, of course our landforms may be three categories. One is mountain, second one is plateaus, third one is plains. But here these two look for similar and these two similar. So what is here the similarity between these two and what is the here similarity between these two means these two are summit based, these two are peak based landforms. Basing on the peak based landforms, so only difference is there basing on the height between these two. If the height is above 900 meters, that is mountain. If the height is above below 900 meters, that is hill. Already we have discussed about mountains and hills in the previous class. Now let us see about these two landforms. So here basement is sea. Already we told that. Next, flat surface. On both this one, the surface is flat. The surface condition is flat. This flat based surface, of course, it is there. Both are equal. The surfaces both are equal. Both are similar. But this is called plateau and this is called plane. What is the difference between these two? Only height. Only height. So between these two also only height is different. If 900 above meters, that is called mountain. If 900 below meters, that is called hill. This is also if flat surface landform, the height or elevation of the landform is above 200 meters, that is called plateau. The height or elevation of the landform is above 200 meters, that is called plateau. If it is flat surface. If the height or elevation of the landform is below 200 meters or up to 200 meters, that is called plane. Now we are going to discuss the lesson our plateaus of Andhra Pradesh and plains of Andhra Pradesh. Plateaus of Andhra Pradesh and plains of Andhra Pradesh. Plateaus of Andhra Pradesh. Now we are going to discuss about plateaus. What is meant by plateau? You can raise the question. What is meant by plateau? What is meant by plateau? What is meant by plateau? Plateau is also measured from based on the sea level. Flat, high level, highly elevated land, flat land. Here children listen carefully. Highly elevated flat land is called plateau. Highly elevated flat land is called plateau. If it is above 200 meters. So flat land. What are the features of this flat land? The features of this flat land are little bit of slope is there. That little bit of slope, that is called gentle slope. Gentle slope. Gentle slope is there on the surface. Gentle slope is there on the surface and steeple slope is there on sides. Dear children, slope is also different types, two categories. You see, this is one type of slope, this is one type of slope. This is very little bit of slope. This is called gentle slope. Gentle slope. This is heavy slope. This is called steeple slope. Steeple slope. Children, about plateaus, slope we can find two ways. One is surface slope. The surface slope of the plateau is called gentle slope. Second one is edge or side slope. The side slope is called steeple slope. What is meant by plateau? Highly elevated flatland is called plateau. Highly elevated flatland is called plateau. If its height is above 200 meters, that is called plateau. Okay. Now, where the plateaus are in Andhra Pradesh we can find. Important plateaus in India we have to discuss. Important plateaus in India we have to discuss. One is peninsular plateau. Of course, time will be taken. Just you have to see. You feel this is India. feel this is India. Peninsula plateau. India is one of the peninsulas. India is one of the peninsulas. What do you mean by peninsula? Peninsula means the landform that has water, 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 water. The landform that has water on three sides is, and the other side it is land is there. That landform is called peninsula. India also mountains, these are mountain ranges. This is sea, this is sea, this is also ocean. That means what is here, what is eastern part and what is in the western part and what is there in the southern part, whereas in the northern part mountains are there. So India is called a peninsula. It's a country of peninsula. So in Indian country, peninsula, in Indian peninsula, the plateau is also in the shape of peninsula. That is called peninsular plateau. The peninsular plateau is divided into two parts by dividing the Vindhya-Satpura mountains, Vindhyas and Satpuras mountains. Already I told Vindhya-Satpura mountains where those are located. Those are located in central India. They divide India into two parts. One is northern India and other one is southern India. So Vindhya-Satpura mountains divides our India into two parts as well as divides the plateau into two parts. That is, northern plateau is called Malwa Plateau. Malwa Plateau. Southern plateau is called Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau. So children, peninsular plateau is the largest plateau in India. This peninsular plateau is divided into two categories by the division of by the location of Vindhya-Satpura mountains in the central India. So northern plateau is called Malwa Plateau, whereas southern plateau is called Deccan Plateau. One more important plateau is there in India, that is covered in Bihar and Jharkhand. That is covered in Bihar and Jharkhand. That is called Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau. Dear children, in India there are two major landforms. So there are two plateaus. One is Peninsular Plateau, second one is Chota Nagpur Plateau. Peninsular Plateau again divided into two parts. Another one is Malwa Plateau, whereas southern one is Deccan Plateau. So now we are going to get information about Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh. This is Andhra Pradesh, you see children. This is Andhra Pradesh. So regarding to Andhra Pradesh, where is plateau? Regarding to Andhra Pradesh, where is plateau? Regarding to Andhra Pradesh, plateau is there in the western part of AP. Western part of AP. So western part of AP, there is a plateau, that is Deccan Plateau. The stretches of Deccan Plateau, the eastern stretches of Deccan Plateau or the western part of Andhra Pradesh is called plateau. Plateau of Andhra Pradesh. So plateau of Andhra Pradesh is nothing but it is located regarding to Andhra Pradesh in the western plateau. Regarding to plateau, the eastern stretches. This is plateau, these are the eastern stretches. This is AP, this is western part. Listen carefully. This is Deccan Plateau. These stretches are eastern stretches. This is Andhra Pradesh. This part is western part. So in Andhra Pradesh, where is Deccan Plateau means western part of Andhra Pradesh. Western part of Andhra Pradesh, Deccan Plateau is covered in Andhra Pradesh. Especially the place is covered in Rayalaseema. Already we have discussed. One is Coastal Andhra, second one is Rayalaseema. In Andhra Pradesh is divided into two categories, two divisions in the first topic. One is Coastal Andhra, which is covered with 9 districts, whereas Rayalaseema, second one is Rayalaseema, which is covered with 4 districts. So Rayalaseema area completely covered with, mostly covered with the Deccan Plateau in Andhra Pradesh. Now we are discussing the features of Rayalaseema or Plateau of Andhra Pradesh. We are going to discuss the features of Rayalaseema or the features of Plateau of Andhra Pradesh. Plateau of Andhra Pradesh. The features of Plateau of Andhra Pradesh: less rainfall area, less rainfall area, and irregular rainfall area, irregular rainfall area. Dear children, less rainfall area and irregular rainfall area. It supports to form tanks, formation of tanks. It supports to formation of tanks. How it is possible? Already I told you the plateau surface is gentle slope, is in gentle slope. Gentle slope. The gentle slope supposed to form the tanks. The gentle slope supposed to form the tanks. So the tanks are formed. Tanks are formed. Tanks are formed in this area. Mostly important tanks and famous tanks are formed in this area. Thus, tanks having huge amount of water in rainy season only. The tanks having huge amount of water in rainy season only. In that rainy season, the tank, water which is in the tanks, supposed to open wells. Open wells. Dear children, everything based on one cause is one is caused by other one. Everything based for other one. So one is less rainfall area, second one is irregular rainfall area. Next, tanks are formed due to gentle slope which is there in the surface of the plateau. So due to having more water in the tanks in the rainy season, open wells also support to the farmers. Open wells also support to the farmers. Next, recent days, the farmers are going to set up in the fields borewells. Going to set up borewells in the fields. Borewells. Farmers are going to set up borewells in the fields. So, who can dig the borewell in his field? Once you question yourself, who can dig borewell in his fields? Means rich farmers. Rich farmers. Dear children, only rich farmers can dig the borewells in the fields. So how many of there? 5 to 10% of people are there in the big farmers, among the farmers in India or among the farmers in our base. So dear children, the future system result: less rainfall, irregular rainfall, tanks are formed, open wells are supported when tanks filled with water, and then recent days bore wells also constructed or dug by the farmers who are rich in financial status. So those are 5 to 10%. 5 to 10%. What is the result of bore wells? What is the result of by digging bore wells? You can observe by digging bore wells, by putting bore wells, what is the result? Means, what is the result means? Open wells are going to dry up. Open wells are going to dry up, or open wells disappear. Open wells disappear by putting or digging. By putting or digging bore wells, or by putting or digging bore wells, what is the result? Result means disappear. Open wells are disappear. Open wells are disappear. Open wells are disappear. Next, it is going to decline the groundwater, underground water, decline the underground water day by day. So underground water levels are decreasing day by day. That is also one of the results of bore wells. So that controlling bore wells is the main task before Andhra Pradesh. So what are the soils we can find in Andhra Pradesh in the plateau? What are the soils we can find in Andhra Pradesh in the plateau? Soils. One is black soils. Second one is red soils. Third one is sand soil. Sand soils. Fourth one, laterite soils. Next, saline soils. Dear children, we can find 5 types of soils in Deccan Plateau area, especially in the Rayalaseema. One is black soils, where we can observe, where we can find black soils means Kadapa and Kurnool Dear children, Rayalaseema means it is formed with 4 districts. Already you know that. One is Anantapuram. Second one is Chittoor. Third one is Kadapa and fourth one is Kurnool. These 4 together is called Rayalaseema. In Rayalaseema or in Deccan Plateau, soils are there. 5 types of soils are there regarding our topic. Black soils, where we can find the black soils means Kadapa and Kurnool districts. Plenty of black soils are available. Next, second one, red soils. Red soils are not able to hold water in itself. That's why the red soil fields are going to uncultivated land. What is meant by saline soil? Saline soils containing salt and lime. Especially saline soils containing salt and lime. That's why these are also not suitable for cultivation. So laterite soils, sand soils, rest of the soils are there. Especially specialized soils here, black soils, Kadapa and Kurnool we can find them. Red soils, these are also uncultivated land or were left into uncultivated land because not storing water in itself. And saline soils means by naturally these are not suitable for cultivation. Why? Because means they contain salt and lime. So salt and lime soils are not suitable for cultivation. So these are the features of soils in plateau of Andhra Pradesh. These are the features of soils in plateau of Andhra Pradesh. Next we are going to discuss about rainfall. Rainfall of Deccan Plateau. Rainfall of or irrigation. Rainfall or irrigation. Already we have discussed. Already I told you that is irregular rainfall and very less rainfall is measured in this area. irregular rainfall and very less rainfall is measured in this area. Due to that, irrigation facilities are very low. That's why in these fields mostly millets are preferred to cultivate. Millets are preferred to cultivate. And crop season, only one crop season is maintained. One crop is only maintained. That is in rainy season. In rainy season, the crop we have cropped, that is called Kharif crop. So in Kharif season only, the farmers are using to cultivate. The farmers are using to so many crops in the fields. So Kharif season only, water facility is available there in Deccan Plateau. That's why one crop system is carried on in Kharif season. Most of the land is going to using for millets, using for showing millets. Millets, what are millets you see here? Millets, ragi, sama, sorghum, avicelur. So like this, so many varieties of millets are there. Millets are very useful for the humans regarding to control their health conditions, regarding to improve their health conditions. Millets are very helpful. Of course, those are not sufficient for our livelihood, for survival our livelihood. That's why in addition to millets, main food crops also, wheat and paddy should be also sowed in the fields. So that here, wherever huge water facilities are there, wherever huge water facilities are there, main food crops also cultivated. Main food crops also cultivated. Example paddy and wheat. Main food crops. Recently, the farmers are going to convert their system, agriculture system. They want to get main profits, so they cultivate in the fields commercial crops. Dear children, regarding to Deccan Plateau, most of the area is shown with millets. These millet planting area presently or recently the farmers going to cultivate commercial crops. That means millet crops are replaced by commercial crops. Commercial crops means first one groundnut. Second one chili. Third one tobacco, something whatever. See children, commercial crops means with the crops the farmers get more profits, highly income resources. Those are called commercial crops, especially groundnut, chilies, tobacco, something are there. So millets are replaced by commercial crops recently by the farmers because of huge financial development is there due to commercial crops. And where more water will be there food crops also developed. Here paddy, wheat and sugarcane also. Sugarcane also showed in this area where the water facilities are there. Dear children, presently the farmers are going to convert the fields into fruit plants. Example, mango, sapota, sweet lime. So once you show these means long term profit will be there with the fruity plants. Those are cultivated in the fields wherever less water facilities are there. those are planted in the fields wherever less water facilities are there. So in the less water facilities, orchards like mangoes, sapotas, sweet lime, these are showed, these are planted to get long-term profits with a little bit of, with the less water facilities. So millets are replaced by commercial crops because the commercial crops provide farmers huge amounts or huge financial improve the economic conditions of the farmers. Improve the economic conditions of the farmers. That's why millets are replaced by groundnut, chili, tobacco, something. Only one crop season is there, that is Kharif crop season in the rainy season. Wherever water facilities are there, paddy, wheat and something sugarcane, some main food crops also showed in the Deccan Plateau. This is about Deccan Plateau in Rayalaseema. This is about Deccan Plateau in Rayalaseema. Due to this part is in very less water facilities area, or due to scanty of rainfall, some areas in Anantapur, are facing severe water scarcity. Those are called Rayadurgam. Or Kalyanadurgam. Dear children, due to scanty of rainfall or scarcity of rainfall or scanty of rainfall, less water facilities and severe scarcity of water facilities are faced in Anantapuram districts in some areas. Those are called Kalyanadurgam and Rayadurgam and Kalyanadurgam. So, dear children, present days the rainfall levels are also very declining. That's why this Rayalaseema area is converted into desertification. So, drought also common phenomena in this area. Drought means lack of sufficient food crops. Drought means lack of sufficient rainfall. If rainfall is there, no means automatically food crops or food grains are also not be product to the farmers. That's why so many of areas are going to desertification because of scarcity of water, scarcity of rainfall or scarcity of water. That's why huge water scarcity is there in Anantapur district, that is Rayadurgam and Kalyanadurgam. This is about plateaus in Andhra Pradesh. What is meant by plateau, children? Highly elevated area with gentle surface, with flat surface, that is called plateau. Highly elevated area, gentle surface, flat surface is called plateau. The height we can decide above 200 meters. So, if 900 meters is crossed, that is known as mountain, you said sir, means not. Basing on the surface, this is summit surface. If it is crossed 900 meters, this is called mountain. If it is flat surface, if it is crossed 900 meters or 200 meters, that is called plateau. Why? Because in our Tibet plateau, Tibet is the largest plateau in the world. Tibet plateau is the largest plateau in the world. Tibet is the largest and highest plateau in the world. This Tibet plateau height is 4,000 to 6,000 meters. Dear children, so height is not considered here. Why? 900 meters is crossed, means that is called a mountain. No, that is not. Basing on the surface shape, this is peaked surface or this is summit surface, that is if that is cross 900 meters, then that is called mountain. Whereas of course it is cross 900 meters, but the surface is flat. But the surface is flat, that is called plateau. The highest plateau in the world is this Tibet Plateau. The Tibet Plateau height is, the height of the Tibet Plateau is 400 to 600 meters. This is about plateaus. Now we are going to get information about plains. About plains. Plains of Andhra Pradesh. What is meant by plain? What is meant by plain? From the sea level, the flat land. From the sea level, the flat land which is up to 200 meters, the flat land up to 200 meters, that is called plain. The plains are formed in Andhra Pradesh in 9 districts of coastal area. In 9 districts of coastal area. That's why in Andhra the plain area is called coastal plain area. Coastal plain area. In Andhra, the plains are called coastal plains. Those are covered in 9 districts. So, eastern stretch of eastern stretch of Andhra Pradesh or eastern stretch of India or western boundary of Bay of Bengal it is covered. That is called plain area. In the plain area, 9 districts are covered. Especially, these are major plains and minor plains. Major plains are there in Krishna Godavari areas. Major plains are there in Krishna Godavari areas. Dear children, Krishna, Krishna means river basin area or Godavari also river basin area. Krishna Godavari is of both are rivers. So, the plain area which is covered in this area, Krishna river or Godavari river area, those are called major plains. The rest of the plains are minor plains. Rest of the plains, of course, little bit of rivers are there. Of course, small rivers are there. So, the plains which are formed near by the small rivers, those are called minor plains. So, here, especially in this plain area, rivers are there. Especially in this plain area, rivers are there. Due to rivers, deltas also formed, and lakes also there. What are the features of plain area? Huge amount of water. Huge water facilities are there. When compared with other two regions, mountains and plateau regions, and more fertile lands are there. Huge water facilities are there. More fertile lands are there. River basins are there. Deltas are there. Lakes are there. These are the special features of physically. These are the special features physically we can find in the plain area. Huge water facilities. Due to water coming to down area from upland area, water flows to down area from upland area, huge water facilities are, availability of water facilities are very huge here, and more fertile soils, availability of more fertile soils, and alluvial soils are also there, alluvial soils also there. Alluvial soils means the fertile soils are called alluvial soils. These alluvial soils are very richly available there in the plain area. So, huge water facilities, more fertile soils, alluvial fertile soils, and river basins, deltas, lakes are main features are there in the plain area of Andhra Pradesh. So, now we are going to discuss rivers. Now we are going to discuss about rivers. Which rivers are there in Andhra Pradesh? majorly Godavari river, Godavari, Krishna, Vamsadhara, Nagavali, Penna or Pinakini. Dear children, listen carefully. In the plains of Andhra Pradesh, number of rivers are there. The rivers are majorly Godavari, the Krishna, the Vamsadhara, the Nagavali, the Penna. From in Andhra Pradesh, these are major rivers. Next, deltas. Deltas. What is meant by deltas, children? What is meant by delta? Yes, at the river mouth area, the landform is formed in triangle shape. At the river mouth area, the landform is formed in the triangle shape. Of course, you see this is river. The landform is formed in the triangle shape. That is called delta. Before enter the sea, it is formed before enter the sea. So the river where it is entered, that entering area is called river mouth area. River where it is entered the sea is called river mouth area. River mouth area. So at river mouth area, deltas are formed. The delta is in the shape of triangle where the river is entering the sea. So these are called deltas. These deltas are formed with very fertile soils like alluvial soils. These deltas are formed with very fertile soils like alluvial soils. So, due to having fertility, due to having more facilities, these are supporting to almost all varieties of crops for growing. So that these delta areas are gift of farmers or gift of agriculture. Gift of farmers and gift of agriculture. So huge availability of food grains. Food grains are cultivated, produced, or main product. Huge amount of product regarding to food grains is there. That's why this area is called treasure house of food grains. Treasure house of food grains. Treasure house of food grains, and it is called Granary of South India. Granary of South India. Dear children, why it is called like that means this plain area or delta area is the store of food grains. That means more food grains are produced in this area due to deltas, due to fertile lands, due to heavy water facilities, due to huge water facilities. Example for deltas, Godavari Delta is called Konaseema. And Krishna Delta is called Diviseema. Of course, these two are major delta areas. The minor delta areas also are there in Vamsadhara river and also in Penna river. So, children, listen carefully. Plains are called treasure of food grains, treasure house of food grains, and granary of South India, and gift of farmers, and gift of agriculture. So, why these are called gift means? Fertile soils and huge amount of water facilities and heavy amount of underground water also availability is there. within the depth of 15 to 25 meters or 25 feet, 15 to 25 feet, you go to depth of the ground, water is available. Water is available. So in this delta area, canal water availability is there, groundwater availability is there, river water availability is there. So rainwater also availability is there. So almost all types of water availability is there. That's why huge availability of water is here, and this area covered with fertile soils. Fertile soils. Why? Due to running of river water, due to running of river water, the fertility of leaves, dead animals and dead plants, all those things running down and put here. That's why these lands are converted into fertility. These lands are converted into fertile. These lands are converted into fertile soils. So these soils are alluvial soils. These soils are called alluvial soils. So the areas which are formed with alluvial soils are called more fertile soil areas. More fertile soil areas. So children, delta areas are famous for fertile soils and famous for huge water availability. That's why with the help of huge availability of water and with the help of fertile soils, farmers can cultivate, can sow, can plant all types of crops and fruity plants. All types of crops and fruity plants. That's why this is called gift of the farmers. This is called gift of agriculture of Andhra Pradesh. This is called treasury of food grains of Andhra Pradesh. This is called granary of South India. So children, this is about. Next, going to get information about lakes. Lakes. What is meant by lake? Lake is nothing but large pond or huge pond. So large pond is called lake with water. Large pond with water is called lake. Study about lake is called limnology. Limnology. Study about lakes is called limnology. So lakes of Andhra Pradesh means Pulicat lake with salt water. Pulicat lake with salt water, and second one is Kolleru lake. Kolleru lake with fresh water. Dear children, listen carefully. There are two lakes in Andhra Pradesh or on the coastal area, on the plain area. Those are called Pulicat lake. This is saltwater lake. This is located nearby Nellore. Second one is Kolleru lake, which is in West Godavari district. West Godavari. This is a freshwater lake. So children, listen carefully. There are two lakes in coastal plains or delta area, plain area in Andhra Pradesh. Pulicat lake, which is in Nellore, that is formed with salt water because of sea water. And Kolleru lake is formed in West Godavari district because of river water, that is Tammaleru. It is formed with Tammaleru river. That's why, which is formed with fresh water. That's why this water is also suitable for agriculture. This water is also suitable for drinking if it is possible to convert as drinking water. So whereas Pulicat lake water not suitable for drinking, not suitable for agriculture. That is formed with sea water of Bay of Bengal. Sea water of Bay of Bengal. Children, listen carefully. What are the activities? What are the activities and occupations of different areas? That is diversity in diversity in lifestyle. Diversity in lifestyle. Dear children, diversity in lifestyle. You come to get the information. Lifestyle. What is meant by lifestyle? Occupations. Different occupations occupied by different occupations carried on by the people to lead the livelihood. That is called lifestyle. So it is diversity. Means different. About mountain area, you can see. In mountain area, the people activities are hunting. One is hunting, second one is rearing cattle. Third one is collecting fast foods. Next one, Kodu cultivation. You come to plateau area. This is mountain area. You come to plateau area. In this plateau area, the people are going to practice cement bricks. Of course, agriculture also practiced, but in addition to that, cement bricks also produced. And charcoal kiln also practice of people in this plateau area. And gazing cattle. So from here to here, lifestyle is different. Hunting we can see in mountain area, or rearing cattle. Collecting of food grains also we can see in mountain area. Cold cultivation also we can see in the mountain area or hilly area. Whereas come to plateau area, cement brick practice, charcoal kilns, and grazing cattle we can find. You come to one more area, that is plain area. In this plain area, you can find poultry. Development. You can find dairy development. You can find aquaculture. Of course, in addition to agriculture system also there, but here we have to observe poultry culture, dairy culture, aquaculture. So poultry culture means development of hens and chicken. Dairy culture means development of milk and animals. That is dairy culture. Aquaculture means development of or producing of fish, prawn, crab, which are developed means that is called aquaculture. Regarding the development of aquaculture, our agricultural lands are polluted due to water, due to soil. So soil pollution and water pollution is very developed in plain area due to development of aquaculture. Aquaculture means in water ponds or in water tanks, the farmers are going to develop fish, prawn, crab. These all items individually are grown in the water ponds. That is called aquaculture. Due to development of aquaculture, our plain area is polluted due to water pollution or sand pollution. So, diversity of lifestyle means different occupations are carried on by different people in the area where those are living. Hunting, rearing animals, collecting forest products, poultry cultivation, these and some other things also we can find in the mountain area or mountain area or hilly area. Whereas plateau area, cement brick production, charcoal kiln development, grazing cattle, these are commonly we can see in this area. Going to plain area, poultry development, dairy development, aquaculture development and rice mill development, rice mills. These are also we can see in this area. So lifestyle means occupations of the people differently existed in the different areas due to differences of physical and climatological conditions of the area. Physical and climatological conditions of the area, different activities are carried on by the people for leading the livelihood. That is called diversity in lifestyle. Mountain lifestyle is hunting, rearing animals, collecting forest products and poor agriculture system. Whereas plateau area, cement brick production, charcoal kiln production, grazing animals are common occupations in plateau area. Here, in addition to agriculture, poultry culture development, dairy culture development, aquaculture development, rice mill development and some other developments also there in plain area. This is called diversity of lifestyle in different areas basing on the physical and climatological conditions of the area. So children, landforms of Andhra Pradesh is the main topic. In that subtopics mountains, plateaus, plains. Mountains already we have discussed in the previous lesson. Today we have discussed plateaus and plains. Thank you one and all. If you like this, you can share it, you can like it, you can subscribe my channel. Thank you children, thank you.